Got to turn on the mic first. Um, Apparently, when you use royalty-free music, you still got to credit them. So I think it was bensound.com. What was it? Yeah, bensound.com apparently is where that one came from. But anyway, we are going to get into War of the Visions, which is a new new mobile game that just came out recently. It's been a lot of fun. I'm a Final Fantasy nerd, so I've enjoyed it mainly for that. But I've also played in the past Alchemist Code, and the folks who made that game also helped design this game. So it's been kind of interesting seeing that, and also comparing them. I revisited Alchemist Code, found out that I actually like the changes that they've done with this compared to Alchemist Code more. So we're going to kind of basically get into all that and kind of go from there. So, but what I wanted to start this off with is basically just kind of go through my process flow of what I do when I log in, and kind of what all points do I hit as far as, I guess, my daily activities, or what have you. A lot of it is kind of pointed out to you, but just in case there's maybe something that's being missed or not understood, I want to go through those things and try to help explain that, and just try to introduce people to this game. It's a lot of fun. So let me make sure here. Make sure my sound is back up. There we go. Just make sure it's not going to echo. All right, let me transition this over. Okay, so for anyone curious, this is using a program called Samsung Dex. It's worked so far pretty well, but it only works with Samsung phones, obviously, and it acts kind of like an extension of your phone. So it's interesting, and it seems to work. You just have to be very careful to not Alt-Tab, because it messes with the resolution of stuff, and yeah, it's a little weird. So, I guess to start things off, I wanted to, like I mentioned, kind of go through what I do when I first log into the game. So, one of the first things to start off with is to make sure that I check for the free summons, because they offer those 3 times a day, and different time slots. So you want to make sure that you get it before it expires, essentially, to get the most value out of it. So I usually start over here, and there's 2 summons that it's really looking at. Oh gosh, no scroll wheel is going to throw me off. Alright. So this one, you'll see you get it free, and then once this summons, we'll see a reset down here. So let's go ahead and summon on that. And this usually gets like not so rare materials. You'll get a fair amount of awakening prisms, shards. You won't get any characters off of this, and you won't get, I don't think, any vision cards, or at least any rare ones. So already seen some shards come through. Now, the rumor is if you skip this, you don't give it the opportunity to upgrade like it just did. Don't know if that's true, but I guess I won't take any chances. I'm just going to click through all this. Get a lot of shards, which is nice. Okay. So usually the rainbow shards that we see on that are the awakening prisms. So we got 3 of them. It just kind of throws into the pile. What I do appreciate, though, is these shards coming in, because I'm actually building this guy a little bit on the side. And this is actually a really nice vision card. So getting some extra shards on that is always welcome. So, but that's the normal summon. And like I said, we now see that reset. So that's available. I wonder if the reset just happened at top of the hour. Might have. I think it's at 7 o'clock. It's weird because these reset 3 times a day, and the shops, which I'll come here to in a second, they reset 4 times a day. So it's like these are set on every 8 hours, the shops are set on every 6 hours. It's weird. But anyway, the other one is the video summons. I'm not going to do those on stream just in case. Some of the ads just unfortunately are very weird. They advertise games like Azure Lane, which is not a very safe for stream video, I guess is the right way to put it. But kind of similar to the normal summons, it's resets 3 times a day. And then with this one, once you hit 100, you get 200 Visior free. Not a huge amount, but you're getting free materials that are just watching a dumb little ad, so it's not bad. So, I'll come back to that. The next thing that I hit up is I make sure to go into the guild. Now, you have to, of course, be in a guild. This one we created for our local Final Fantasy TCG folks. But you do want to make sure that you attend. Because the attend gets everyone rewards for doing so. Depending on how many folks join in, you can start getting some Visior and some skip tickets if you get, most of your dudes in. So, but free gil, I suppose. Next thing you do is you come over here to your gifts. You can just hit this claim all button, but this is basically anyone who has sent you a gift. So those guild coins you can use for statue enhancing items and I think a few other things. You also want to make sure you come over here to send, and of course send all. Return the favor. Always check your gift settings because they do run limited time events to where you get more. Usually it's only 1 guild medal at a time. Right now it's 3. You can do the hard candy if you like. That is part of the barracks. The barracks is a system where you can kind of have these guys on the side leveling JP, which is job points, and bravery, which basically it helps them not be a chicken, which chicken is a very specific status. So I'm actually going to go ahead and fill this up a bit. It's lagging a little bit. And one more. There we go. All right. So they you can either buy the materials for this or they give it to you straight up. But that kind of helps with my Y'shtola getting some bravery back because she's squishy and she dies a lot. So, all right, I'm gonna look at that invite later because usually I try to keep this to folks that I know. So I am the leader, so I'm gonna go ahead and claim rewards. Now, one of the other things that you can do as a member of a guild is you can enhance the statues. These statues give passive buffs, and depending on which one you build, depends on the statuses that you get. So like this Serpent Stone statue, you get increased health, which is nice. You eventually get sub-leaders once it's at level 2, which I think we're already at. Yeah, we are. And then I think as you continue to level this up, you seemingly get more attendance rewards, which will be cool. The HP doesn't ever evolve up from the 1%, but that's okay. You get some spirit at the end of it, so that's kind of nice. So, but the Bullstone statue, you increase your guild number slots, and then maximum TP, which TP is something that's used for skills. It's very important for your healers, because they use TP to cast stuff like Cure, as opposed to the AP, which is regenerable. TP is not. So, Cure and Stone statues increase your magic, but more importantly, it also increases the number of units that you can have in the barracks. At the end of it, you increase your critical hit rate, which is fantastic, especially for units like Mediana and Y'shtola. Having crit on top of the massive magic damage that they're doing is great. So, apologize for the bars keep popping up. They're obnoxious. The Lionstone statue we just recently got, but as you can see, it increases attack and agility, which is incredibly important because the faster you are, the more turns you're getting before your opponent. So, this is a pretty good one to max out as well. But the higher we get this, the more guild slots we get as well. So I'm actually probably going to go ahead and chip in to level this guy up as well. So you do have consumable items that you can use. Generally, you do not want to use the small versions of these because it does the same exact thing as the Gil, except for you get one less coin for some reason. So I've got a free one that was given to me, so I'm going to go ahead and use it because I'm not too worried about how many guild coins I get. And then we'll just go ahead and consume some guild to up the other two. So you can enhance the statue 3 times a day. Make sure you're using that to kind of progress on those and try to get them maxed out as soon as possible to help out your homies. I think that's mainly everything in the guild. There's guild battles, but they haven't started any, and I don't even know if I'm going to do anything with those, so we'll go ahead and go over here to friends since it's kind of related. When you add someone as a friend, which actually I need to do that here with Meza. Give me a moment. You'll come down here to search, and that's where you can find your player ID, and you can actually add in someone else's player ID. Let's see. Nice. All right. Wasn't sure if it was gonna let me type or if I had to poke buttons. Hey, he's not too far in. Nice. Alright, so when you're in here, when you add a friend, you can start sending them gifts the next day. After it resets at midnight Pacific time, I think it is. But you can basically, similar to the guild, you can send gifts. And you can either get friend medals or guild. Friend medals, you can turn them in for stuff, so that's usually the more encouraged thing to do. And obviously you want to try to have your friends list maxed out so you get the most potential of getting those coins, and then of course returning the favor. So it makes it pretty easy to send this stuff back and forth. I think that's basically it in here. We'll get to the Mog Shop here in a moment. So the next thing that I do is I come down here to Duel. There's 2 modes to the PvP basically in this game. The arena is where you go and fight automated teams, basically. So your opponents set up teams, and both you and your opponent's teams will auto battle against each other and see who wins. In match battle, it's actually live PvP. I actually haven't done any of the match battles. I just kind of stick to arena at the moment, but I think the match battles is endless stamina, if I'm not mistaken. So that kind of sounds like a little fun. I just want to build up my units a little more before I go charging into that, because I've seen the stupid stuff that people pull off. So, but yeah, I just come in here to the arena. What's kind of nice with these is just participating in it gets you rewards, and depending on how you do, of course, determines what rewards you get. And you get a lot of things that are involved with weapon enhancements. So it's really, really good to actually get involved with this and just stack up on the items. And you get Visior out of it too. So we'll go ahead and crank through this. You can only do 5 a day. You can pay to refresh that, but no point. But basically you come out here and you look for an opponent to fight. Since we're just at the start of a new season, I think they reset on Mondays. I've got some pretty good folks that I can beat the crap out of real easy here. So we're going to go ahead and probably... Oh my god, this scrolling is going to drive me nuts. Probably just go with this guy. He's only got his dude, yeah. He hasn't set up his arena team, and that's why it's only showing Mont. So we're going to destroy him. But hey, it's free arena coins, so... So again, this is all going to be automated. I don't control any of this. It is a little grainy right now because I have the settings set on low. And that's just mainly because this game does eat up your battery like crazy. Even now it's charging slower than it's using. So... yeah, that's all it is. Typically it is a team of 3. I'm not sure why this guy didn't have anyone set, so make sure to set your shit. So you get 5 arena medals. I wonder if it didn't give me any because that was such a big difference. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. Let's look at this guy. He's kind of a lower rank, but not too far. Okay. So, some of my favorite... well, my favorite unit in this game right now is Thancred. Really, really solid unit. Can take a hit like crazy. And if you set him up to be the tank, he's got ways to essentially give himself regen and also increase his defense. He's going to get some really cool skills down the road. The problem with Thancred is he takes double the resources of a usual ultra rare, so he can be a little difficult to use or like build sometimes. So there's no way to max him out in the current event, I believe. So you have to kind of deal with that as well. Hi, Matt. Ooh, dang. We just dodging all their stuff today. I wish they had what they had in Alchemist Code, where there was a way to just skip this. In Alchemist Code, you could just start it up, and then you could just hit skip, because it was just going to automate everything anyway. So kind of just save some time. We'll have to grind through these here. Bada boom. Easy peasy. Obviously, you can build a winning streak that gets you a few more coins. I wonder if it's being a jerk about. I'm gonna check the rewards after this and see if it's being a jerk about me fighting lower ranked folks. Ooh, that seems like a more difficult team. Yeah, we'll try. So Engelbert, the dude that was showing the picture, he is a really good tank unit. He's seen on a lot of teams, I think, mainly because he's a UR. But if you don't get him, you're not out of luck. Because Mont, the guy who's guaranteed on your teams, he's a tank. So Engelbert basically would just replace him. The other guys that he's using on this team, Gilgamesh, he is a pretty powerful unit. He has an AoE, like we just saw, that lowers slash resistance, which is kind of unique. And he can hit pretty hard. The problem is he's just like Thancred. Those two units, for some reason, just specifically take more resources to build. Not sure why they did it. I think it may be because of a power level balance thingamajig. But Gilgamesh also can become a Time Mage, which Time Mages are really, really good in this game. So we might actually still squeak through this here. The other guy that he's using, Ryu, he is a thief, gunner, and the important part there is the thief. Basically, all the thieves in the game have a mechanic. Sorry, let's try to turn this around so we can actually see what's going on. There we go. They have a mechanic in this game called Steal Time, or it's an ability that they can use. And what that does is it actually halves the target's CT meter, which basically determines when they get their turn, and increases their own agility. Meaning that they'll be able to act more often. So, thieves in general are just a really good class to get. I don't have one on my team currently, but I'm still learning more about this game and as far as like kind of what build I want to do for my teams. I'll go over my team here in a moment once we get there. Let's fight this team. Ooh, this will be an interesting one. So we have Mediana, who is actually seen as the best black mage in the game at the moment. Y'shtola is kind of a second best as far as black mages go. But Mediana is really, really good. Frederica is the new UR that just recently released. She's apparently very good because of her range, and she's a very good support unit. And Shadow Lynx is the other new unit that just released. She's a ninja, and I forget exactly what she's like super good at. I watched a video about someone showcasing her recently, and there's some really good mechanics with her. And he was basically just showing off kind of like a solo run. It was like Shadow Lynx and Stern, and took out basically a map. So real quick, what we just saw there is Mediana is really good because instantly on turn 1 she can use her Limit Break, which is very powerful. So Y'shtola just used Foul, which is kind of similar to Cosmo Plume. I can still do it on turn 1. It's just not going to do as much damage. And Mediana is Ice Element, where Y'shtola is Fire Element. So depending on what you're up against may determine what's useful here. So as we saw here, this team got demolished because they were all very squishy. You got to keep that in mind with your teams. Stacking up on these coins, that'll be nice. Alright, last one here. Sure. So, new unit on this one is, oh crud, what's her name? I'm completely blanking on her name. I'm gonna kick myself later for this one. Marsheret. I think that's how you say it. Really good cleric unit. She's got Banish, which we'll manually use. And I believe I don't know if she's the only unit that has the light resistance spell, kind of like green mages have. But most of the green mages specialize against a certain element. Oh, Y'shtola's definitely going to take her out. She's not going to get a turn. Lure up. I'm so happy because I recently maximum limit breaked Y'shtola. So everything that was involved with Y'shtola, aside from the job coins, which I'm still working on, I've gotten within this event, which is nice. So I'm not going to be basically on a timer anymore for that item. Cool. Alright, so we got a 5-win streak. I don't think I've gotten one of those before. Alright. So, yeah, like I said, you just want to kind of come in here and crank through those to get the free medals. Right now they're running the event for the month to where you go into the arena and burn tokens. Or, you know, the uses and whatnot. So you just want to be aware of that. Now, before we get into the missions to pick up all this stuff, let's actually go over here to presents. We'll grab these. So let's see. Oh, okay. No. It was only giving me the 5. Interesting. Okay. Who knows? Some of the other stuff that you'll get is the login bonuses. I logged in earlier today just to try to snag the free summon stuff, so we're not going to see those right off the bat. But as you can see, you can get some really good items. These are really hard to get, and shards are really kind of fun to have because it makes limit breaking easier. So we're just going to snag all of these. And then those are from earlier. Yep, okay. Now, I'll go over this here in a moment. I have dipped a little bit of money into the game, but not a whole lot. Ultimately, I don't plan on going crazy with spending, but the dollar deal that they have for this game is actually pretty decent. So, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and up the quality here. And then, I don't know, can I set... I don't think I can set the battle effects from here. I'm just going to bump it back and kind of try to reset. There it goes. Alright, that's better. Forget where that is at. Alright, I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, so over here is the Chocobo Expedition. Another one of the things that you want to kind of keep up on. Basically what you can do is you can set units in here to get free experience. You know, it's kind of one of those idle mechanics. And basically what you'll do is you'll have them go to certain areas. I'm going to go ahead and collect my items here first, and then I'll kind of show you those areas. But basically what you're going to get from these are going to be Esper shards, so you can level your Espers. You're also going to get Awakening materials, which is insanely important. And there's a few other things that it can come with as far as like crafting materials, like we see here with the sands. These are used for job levelings, and these are just generic experience cubes. You can expand the amount of items that is the max cap before it caps out if you increase your royal rank. Now, the royal rank is something that you get basically for playing the game, is a very slow way to do it, and then if you buy packs, you accrue royal rank a little faster. So it is kind of like a VIP club in a sense, but it's not too bad. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and expand this because I just recently unlocked that ability. So we're going to expand that out to 50. Yeah, so as you can see, I can't do the next one yet because I need to raise my royal rank. One of the other things that you'll get when you expand your royal rank is you can send out multiple teams. So royal rank 6, 10, you can have up to 3 going. So let's show real quick the various areas. Oops. So you have one for each of the elements: water, fire, earth, ice, lightning, dark, light, wind. You can also have them go for equipment stuff, or just any Esper, doesn't matter. So right now I'm trying to focus on my Iron Giant, so that's why I have them on the light. But one of the other things that you can get in these is actually unit shards. So it will grab, very rarely, unit shards for folks who are of that affinity. So, yar. It's like one of the other ones that I'm kind of hoping to get out here is the Rophorn units. So I've got him, and then the Fina units, because I use Fina. So but basically set that to whichever one you focus on, and then you can also set it to where particular units will increase the rate at what you get. Now, they're giving the best bonus to the recently released units. Kind of makes sense. I did have Ayaka on my team, but both these gals I think are maxed out at the moment, so I have the next one available, which is my Shizel. So, cancel that so it doesn't mess up anything. But yeah, try to keep up on those. I don't know how quickly it grabs items. I don't have any estimate on that, but I also haven't looked into it. So, real quick, let's go to the shop. So every time you visit the shop, it's going to ask, do you want to trade in your adamantoises that you've obtained to turn them into gil? It's the only use for these items. Go ahead and just do that every time. Alright. Hey, I don't need any more for shards. Yay. So basically, these reset every 6 hours. So this is set to reset, here in about an hour. So we'll get a completely new array of items. So out here, you're always going to find 3 different options for shards. Depending on who the shards are for will determine if it's for Gil or if it's for Vizier. There's always going to be 2 equipments that are already made that you can just straight buy. When you're starting off, it's actually not a bad idea to grab some of those because you want to equip something on your character so that they can build proficiency, and I'll get into that here in a moment. The adamantite, I think, is always small. Can't say I've ever seen it change off that, but I could be wrong. You're going to have a lot of crafting recipes, which determine if that's really going to be appropriate for you to buy. I did buy like a healing staff because this staff does better than the iron staff, because this actually focuses on magic where the iron staff doesn't. So you'll have to kind of make judgment calls that if you really want to dip the money into that or not. You will find consumable items out here, depending on what those are. I tend to grab the potions just because those do come in handy sometimes. And then you're going to find there's always going to be 1 faint memory that you can purchase. Different color, basically. Green is the lowest level, blue is next, purple, yellow, red, I think it goes. And I actually am trying to farm for these, so I'll go ahead and dip the money in on that. And I actually do need sword. because I keep running out of them. Grab a few of those. I'm not going to grab the mace or the spear ones, or the ninja blade, because I don't have anyone on my team that uses these. Then the other stuff that they grab is kind of more element focused, so they always have these Alchrists, and then they have a Awakening Soul that's available. I tend to grab these if I'm not very well stocked up on them, because especially that, they're kind of hard to farm sometimes. And the last two items are always going to be your crafting materials. You know, depending on what you're farming, you're going to get plenty of them. This is usually a more common item. This is usually a more rare item, so I might grab the rare ones. Call it good. The missions over here, we'll kind of cover it since we're here. I haven't done any of these, mainly because it takes paid Visior. There's a difference between the free Visior and the paid Visior, which you may have noticed earlier when I bought that expansion. It is two different pockets. It tries to use your free Visior first, and then your paid. But there are certain packs or items that you can only use paid Visior for. So this is an example of those where basically it rewards you if you spend the money to get these items for progressing through the story and buying that little pack, basically. So I forget how much this roughly runs for. Let's see, 1,000. So you're somewhere between, probably close to like $20 a pack. So if you're that kind of player, go for it. You get these one-time packs where it gives you the same amount twice, basically. So, decent deal, I suppose. The special shop is all paid-for stuff. You can be a crazy person and buy these packs that give you an immediate unit. They give out all these things. Honestly, kind of crazy prices. I don't really recommend doing those. The ones that I really do like, there was this pack, the release starter pack, actually was very, very nice for the value. You get so much stuff out of just $8. Highly recommend that one. And then the daily pack is really not that bad. Main reason why is because you get 3 of the energy restores, which restore 120 energy each. So it just allows you to complete more things throughout the day. So for $1, I get plenty of playtime back out of that, so it's well worth. I don't know. I need to see real fast. Can I see any details on this? Times. Whoa! Alright, that's a good deal. That's a very, very good deal. I'll have to take up on that sometime. Alright, wow. 30. Holy buckets. Alright, anyway. Then there's going to have shops that are specific for the events going on. So, like, right now there's one for the 1 million download celebration. This one's set to expire here soon. But they usually have, like, a free item that you get. So, like, I got Zoo Wings, which are used for the barracks that we saw earlier. You know, you got story skip tickets, which are really good. And then I'm definitely going to stock up on these guys, because that's less farming that I have to do. It's well worth the gil. And then out here you also have the fire fragments, or I'm sorry, the fragments of each element. And also the prisms of each element. And then some experience cubes, at least in this store. They try to make it to where you can purchase these things, and those are going to be useful for when you're going through the awakening process. And we'll kind of get to team building, things that you need to focus on here in a moment. But it's nice to at least have those avenues. The thing that kind of stinks about it is asking specifically for Visior. So depending on what you're buying, as you can see, I'm kind of tapped out at the moment. What you're focusing on will determine if you can actually take up on those or not. So, but you can get up to 50 if you got the 5,000 Visior to pop. So, by all means. They released this one with the 2 new units that came out. You can always buy the shards, which is pretty nice at that rate. And then they also had a new vision card for Shiva that came out, which she's good if you have an evasion build. But they try to have a shop that's specific for those units, so that can kind of be handy. I'm going to take up on these real fast, actually. look at these, because these are a pain in the butt to farm. And I think I've definitely got Fina as a gunner subclass. I don't know if I've got a ninja build, but I'll just kind of tuck those away for later. One of the other events that they still got going is the Final Fantasy XIV thingy, which I don't know. I'm not going to be able to finish that, I can tell you that. But out here you can see that they had basically things that you can buy similar to the 1 million download celebration shop. We've got all these things that are specific. Well, I guess this is more towards the new unit thing. All these things that are specific for building Thancred and Y'shtola specifically. So all things that are left are basically the guild purchases. This is the thing that I blew my money on, or Visior on rather, recently, because I was trying to limit break Thancred. The other shop that's out here is actually, it changes every day for the element. And I want to say yesterday's was light and dark, and then they switch the element on the other days here. So you can get shards for specific units. As you can see, Gilgamesh costs twice as much as Mediana for whatever reason. Thancred's the same way. Where we saw 4,000 here for 40 shards. Frederica, who is also a UR, is only 2,000. Don't know why they did that. It really stinks, because Thancred's my boy. But, whatever. So anyway, you can come out here and buy ice-related items. So, I think I'm stacked on most of these. Yeah. Because I'm not building an ice dude at the moment. I'm kind of side building my Gilgamesh. It's not a main focus. I'll probably snag up on these. Yeah, because I don't have a whole lot of those. Easy peasy. Alright, so that's essentially the shops. The Mog Shop, we'll go to there real fast. This is where you can basically grab tokens, it's all tokens, and you can trade those tokens in for other things. So, excuse me. One of the things that we're going to be doing is we're going to go do the Final Fantasy XIV event. I'll show you guys. And those are going to get me these tokens to use in this shop. And we're going to pull Final Fantasy XIV summon tickets. But as you can see, I've already bought out on I did straight buy the Thancred, which was very nice that they gave that option. And then I also bought all the shards that I could. It took a long time to farm all that up, so I need to buy the memories for the Gunbreaker. Both the Gunbreaker and the Sorcerer. Yeah, the red levels. But as you can see, they have kind of just generic stuff out here. So it's meant for everything and everything. The other thing that's kind of in focus right now that you want to try to snag, if you can have the patience to farm that much, is you can build the weapon that's specific for this event. The Lionheart replica is only going to be, the recipes are only going to be available during this event, and you need 63 of those motherfuckers to max out a weapon. Right now, the weapon crafting system is not the greatest. I would say hold off. Build one to use it, but don't try to get to a +5. I don't think the slash damage is worth it at the moment, just because there's a lot of RNG that's not... It's annoying. Look up weapon guides and you'll see what I'm talking about. Basically, there was a quality of life thing that they did implement into the Japanese version of this game. For whatever frickin' reason, did not carry it over to global, as if they learned nothing. But anyway, snag those. These are only going to be available during this event. If you don't snag these memories, then you have to use a Nameless Hero token, which are hard to get, which I think you can actually only buy them. So, the shards are only going to be available during the event, so snag those when you can. I think that's mainly it. So, these are going to be specific for the sword. You'll need that for Awakening, I believe. So, anywho, these tokens are if you pull on specific banners, you build tokens in that, and then as you can see, you kind of can trade those in. Haven't had the Visior to really pull on any banners. Kind of same thing here. Here we go. I can't mouse scroll and it's throwing me off. Alright, so the friend tokens. These are going to be really nice because you can get the expedition tickets for the Chocobo stuff. And you can get those repeatedly. You can also get awakening materials, which will be pretty handy. Those reset every day, but the one that does not reset every day, ooh, you can get nameless hero tokens. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Cool. Good to know there's a route. But the other one that doesn't reset is this rainbow fragment. You only get one, but those are needed for every single element to awaken at a certain point. So you'll run out of those, unfortunately, very fast. So the arena metals that we were farming earlier, these are used specifically for weapon crafting stuff, so I haven't done a whole lot of splurging on that. But as you can see, a lot of options out here. Very curious on this. It's going to take a while to get to that, but anyway. These are probably the match tokens. Ooh. That's cool. But as you can see, kind of similar stuff. The guild medals, these are what you can get if you purchase, or I'm sorry, not purchase, do the trading basically back and forth with folks. You can trade for making items for the enhancement of your statues, which is probably what I'll end up dipping in on. You can also get awakening thingies. You get more memories, which is nice. And then, as you probably saw, rainbow fragments. You can also buy the food for the barracks as well. So, that's pretty neat. I actually have no clue how to get these guys. It's probably just something I haven't done yet, but don't know where you get them. Oh well. So. Let's see. Let's get back to the main menu here. We're going to go ahead and go to our missions, grab our shit. So, the dailies, how these work, is first off, when you first log in for the day, it's going to give you your royal rank bonus. So, as you progress through the game, like I said, you're going to build royal rank. You actually get it by finishing the final level of the dailies. You get royal points. And I'll show you those royal points and what they do here in a moment. But depending on what royal rank you reach, you get daily bonuses. So I'm a royal rank level 2, which is kind of partly because I keep buying the daily packs, and then also partly because I log in every day and complete the dailies every day. So it takes a little bit of grinding to get there, and I'm not that far into it. It's not like impressive that I'm royal rank 2 by any means, but I'm getting free stuff. You know, this material is all welcome. It's not like a huge amount, but it's very, very welcome. So, and I could easily just hit the claim all, but I'm not going to, just so I go through these. One of the other 8-hour segment things that you want to log in for is for free energy vials. These are just going to be small ones, so they're only restoring 30, but hey, it's better than nothing when you run out of the other ones, so you just snag those up. I already ran a Final Fantasy XIV event earlier today, just try to get through some energy beforehand. So I'm going to go ahead and snag that. This one doesn't do it either. So this is a limited thing. I'm getting a crap ton of guild coins, which is neat. The Vizier is also nice. Alright, so here, some of these dailies will give progress points, and that's what contributes to this meter here. So I'm going to snag this. Get some rank experience off this. We'll snag this. As you can see, it's building this meter. And we're going to get all the way up to 50. Some of these are just easy. Just send a gift to a friend. And then we get the first thingy. Now the biggest thing you want to try to complete these for is mainly these fragments. The other stuff is just nice little bonuses, but the fragments are the important part because you're going to need those for awakenings. And you're going to need a lot of them. So do these. Do these. So I'm going to go ahead and claim all. Oh, there's only 2 left. So I still need to complete a few other things. But now what I can do is I can look on here to see what's going to give me the progress points to finish this off. So I can complete a heart quest to get 20, which is going to immediately get me up over that. And then I think the other one that's usually 20 is, yeah, enhancing an equipment item. I can get more, but the additional points don't do anything. So as long as I reach this, that's what I'm worried about. So I don't think... This must be something that they're going to try to implement later. But those have never had anything so far. So there's other sections here for milestones. They give you gifts for reaching certain parts in the story. Kind of similar to that paid pack that I was talking about earlier, except for this is just all the time. So you don't have to buy into them or anything. And you get a ton of awakening materials, which is very, 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 very nice. And especially these guys, because I keep hearing that these are hard to get. These little rainbow yarn ball things. So some of the other things that they've just started doing this month is the 1 million celebration, I think this is. But basically, as you complete story missions, you'll reach these certain thresholds, and they just give you a crap ton of money. They're just, fuck it. Money. Same thing with the hard quests, except for these are going to be for Esper items. So, if I can do it 230 times, then I get a thingamajiggy. Same here, I think it's like, yeah, 400 times. Which, number sounds high, it's achievable. Totally achievable. Because you're going to rely on the story quest to farm for certain items, and the hard quest we're going to end up doing most of the time anyway, because those give us shards. We'll kind of go over those here in a moment. Farplane. Oh, I didn't even realize that they were doing these. I don't normally run the experience chamber, because I just don't see the need in the multi-quest. I just don't do, but that's kind of neato. Interesting. Multi-quests are actually really cool in this game. Basically, it's the co-op. One person hosts, and they pay half the amount of energy that they normally would if they were doing it on their own. And then up to 3 other people can join them, and those 3 people do not expend any energy whatsoever. So like some of the awakening missions that you can farm will cost you only 4 energy, and everyone else it's free. And it only takes 12 minutes to restore 4 energy. You're going to have a rotation going. It's going to be pretty swell if you can sync up with other people to kind of farm those. So, haven't done that yet, but that'd be pretty cool. They're doing a monthly mission for battling. Just participate in the arena. Doesn't matter if you win, doesn't matter if you lose. You're going to get free hammers, so do the thing. Events that are out here, I've already completed all of these, but you're going to get basically things related to the event. So these were really nice because if you complete, I think, just this level, it's either just this level or both of them, I can't remember, it gives you enough tokens to get Thancred, which is really cool. I haven't completed this. I probably haven't done this. Yeah, I haven't put much focus on this because the weapons that are involved with this are for units that I don't have. It's meant for Frederica and Shadow Lynx, which I don't have them yet. So, the training ones are just kind of generic things on your account. So you're going to get some when you spend Visior. They give you a little bit back, just a little bit, not a whole lot. Collecting units throughout the game. I don't know if 40 is the max. Awakening units, limit breaking units. And it looks like the guild statue ones and the Chocobo expedition ones are out here too. So, neato. Oh, okay. So, number of times that you do it. This will go up to 90. Interesting. Okay. So anyway, these, I don't think I've ever seen anything out here. They'll probably implement something soon there. Yeah, so that's essentially the quote-unquote dailies. Let's go ahead and snag that equipment one real fast. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to, oh, I don't know, where is my Excalibur? I passed it. Oh, there it is. Oh, we're going to finish this bad boy off. Woo! Yeah, that's fine. Sweet! So when you max out when you level an item, the benefits that you get to the item are actually randomized. So I don't know why I got the maximum stats on this, or if that's expected with Excalibur, but this weapon managed to RNG its maximum potential, which is crazy to see. So I can't do anything further with this. It's not something that you can awaken, and by golly, I would never reset this because holy crap. 120 attack is just massive. So really, 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 really cool. I think my Mont uses that guy. So, yeah, like here, you have these set to where like this is how much you're actually benefiting from, but this is the maximum potential. So it's only giving 26 health out of 209 that it could. When you level an item up, it's random if it's actually going to get the item. So it is entirely possible that a max level item does not hit the maximum potential. Now, the Awakening kind of helps with that a little bit because it gives you an opportunity to increase the level cap, meaning thus higher chances to actually get those. But I'm just kind of on the cusp of things here. I don't want to get too crazy into this because of the fault that they did not bring over in the quality of life with the type. Basically what it is the quality of life change was when you're combining items to increase them. You could basically take the weapon types you see here, vital, or like on my Excalibur. Oh, he doesn't have one. Iceburn? Oh, he's a vital too. Hero's Ring. Critical. There's one. Iron Rod. Magic. Glisatsu. Aim. So, like, there's different types. Basically, the quality of life change that they had to implement was when you're combining those items, previously it was randomly generated what type you would get. What they did is the two parent weapons that you use to make the next level, they allow you to carry over that trait onto the child weapon. So apparently they haven't implemented that yet, so I'm not going to go too crazy. I've only done +1s here before I knew about that, so I'm not sure exactly how far I'll go in. But I've got those Lionheart replicas ready to rock. Not a whole lot on the weapons to really discuss there. Snag that. Cool. We got the next one. Boop, boop, boop. I think the last one gives the light and dark. Oh, hard quest. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'm going to hop over here, and we're going to go into a hard quest mission. To get to the hard quest, you have to go through the story a little bit and unlock these sections here in the world quest. You know, these different sections have different characters' quests, basically. So, like, Gilgamesh is here for his shard quest. The Lion Shrine, for example, you've got a few of the characters here. You know, stuff like that. So, the ones that I focus on, I'd grab Mont, just because very easy. These are what I recommend using the skip battle, the skip tickets on. Mainly because they're just annoying to do. But you can only do shard quests a certain number of times a day, and it only allows you to do hard quests in total 10 times. So depending on the rarity of the unit that you are doing the shard quest for, depends on how many times you can do it. Mont is a mega rare, I think it is, or an MR. So we can do his up to 3 times. It still does consume energy. But basically the skip ticket means that I instantly get the rewards. I don't actually have to go through the battle. Bada boom. So I'll still get the experience, I'll still get the job points for doing it. And like I said, I just get the rewards right off the bat. And this generates 1 shard per mission. The attempts is now maxed out. I can no longer do this quest today unless I do a reset, or attempt reset. Never done those. I think it takes Visio, so it's never really been appealing. But basically, I come out here and I do the guys that I need to get shards for. So Fina is another one. I can do hers up to 3 times as well. Oh, I'm out of MR already. Ha! I'm gonna have to hold off on those because again, I can't trust the ads to be appropriate. So, but this is where those energy restorer vials come in handy. Like the 3 that I get from the daily pack, they give you 120. medium gives you 60, and small gives you 30. So obviously the large ones are going to be very, very important. Now, one of the other things too is you can only restore your energy so many times per day. This increases with your royal rank. The higher it is, the more times you can do it. And after that's consumed, you can no longer use that method to restore energy. Same with it. I think I've only done the Visuer one once. I want to try to avoid doing that. And eventually the kickback for that will be really, really good once you're in the later ranks and have like a shit ton of energy. But right now, the items and the video ads are great. Video ads just restoring by 30 is plenty, because that's one run of the Final Fantasy XIV event. So that's very much worth it. So I'll go ahead and just pop the 3 energy restores that I got. And you can have up to 999 energy, so you can go over your cap. It's not going to punish you or anything there. The only downside to going over your cap is it just means that your energy is not restoring on its own. But when you have so little of it, it's just like, screw it, I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, who's my other one? Oh, Ziza. Yeah, there. Now, I should note, you can only do the skip tickets when you have completed all of the missions. So you will have to manually do them. But just so you can try to unlock the skip ticket feature, you want to make sure that you do not, or you try to achieve all of these. And sometimes just coming out here, you get some decent rewards off these anyway. So like we have a chance to get some of these job tokens, which very, very, very handy, because they're kind of hard to get. Alright, so we're going to skip. Now, Ziza is a ultra rare, so that means I can only do hers 2 times. Gilgamesh, for whatever reason, can only do it once. Because they hate Gilgamesh, I guess. There we go. I forget who the other one that I was doing. There's another unit that I was getting shards for, and I forget who it was. You'd think it'd be Ayaka, but it is not. Oh, it was Liarte. That's right. Now, you can only do these hard quests up to 10 times a day. So, while Liarte I can do technically up to 3 times, because of the 10 hard quest cap, which I really hope they remove one day, it's kind of silly, I can only do this twice. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm working on Liarte on the side. It's just kind of a ranger unit, so... Alright. Ooh, nice. Yep, so I reached my limit. And that resets at the end of day. What? Oh, I thought it kicked me back to the title screen. I was like, bro. Okay. Sometimes when it runs into an error, it just boots you all the way back. So that's the hard missions. Let's go ahead and snag the daily. So, royal points. Oh, that's right. I still need to go over this. Hard quest. Oh, nice. Nice. Actually, let's go over the Espers real fast, and I'll get over to the royal rank stuff. Actually, yeah, we'll go through these one by one. So the formation is where you can kind of take a look at or build your own teams on here. This is an incredibly important screen because you need to come visit this screen occasionally to control what units you are sharing out to your friends, because people don't recognize that this is here and they're completely forgetting about this. But you come over here to companion settings, and you can set one that's going to be your default for everything, and then you can set one for each and every element. And what's nice is you can actually share the summon and the vision card between these elements. So like I have Mont set up as a tank if you're picking my earth element thingy. and stuff like this. So some of them, you know, it kind of lacks in certain areas. My wind one, actually, this should probably be Ayaka. So let's set that up. All right, so we're gonna set up Ayaka. We're gonna give her the healing staff, even though she's not fully proficient. She's still going to get some benefit off of it, just not the full. We'll keep her with the casting time, I think, and then we'll keep her... No, we're probably going to give her a different summon. It's probably going to be Cactar. Yeah. 35. Alright, so that's how you set it up. And you just have to go through and do that with every single element. Oh, come on. There it goes. And some of these dudes I just kind of set up and threw them in here. And they're just dudes that I'm working on the side. So... not anything too crazy important. So yeah, just please go out here and set your stuff. Some people have completely forgot about this, or they've only set their all unit and not the rest of them. It's very helpful. It's more helpful than you know, because like lightning is very helpful for the gill snappers because they're all water element. The light dudes or the dark dudes are going to be helpful for the Final Fantasy XIV event because the light dudes are typically Thancreds, and your dark dudes are going to have super effective damage against the Final Fantasy XIV boss. You know, depending on what you need, your friends can help you, and even if they're not your friends, you can hire the companions to help during the quest. So please, for the love of God, set these up, people. So many people have forgotten about those. But it's good to come out here and do this occasionally. Ooh, Fina. Fina. Alright, so one of the biggest things to remember for equipment real fast is the same stat does not stack. So if I were to try to equip this wizard hat on with, say, like Y'shtola's got the staff, thinking that the magic stat is just simply going to stack, that unfortunately is incorrect. It only takes the best stat. So you want to make sure that whatever you're equipping in this is going to help in some way, shape, or form. Wizard hats can still be helpful for the evade, but we're also getting the evade here on the Rhinestone Ring, where I'm getting poison resistance, also a little bit of crit accuracy as well. You know, all this extra stuff. So this is going to be the better choice. And kind of same with the heroes ring, you get a bravery bonus and you get a massive amount of crit. But we'll go ahead and just quit this on her because I didn't realize she had a second slot available. So yeah, make sure to get these in here though, because the proficiency thing that we saw where like wasn't proficient enough to use the item, the only way to build that is just throwing a weapon on there even if they're not proficient with it and just using them. It'll build it kind of random chance on its own, and it honestly doesn't take too terribly long. Units, obviously this is where you go to build all of your stuff. So actually I'm going to set this up by level. There we go. What's kind of cool in this screen here is you can see if someone's got something available to build on, or like they're ready to limit break or they're ready to awaken. So like let's look at Shizult here. He's getting the notification because he's able to build up his job. I'm going to hold off on that because these units or these items are shared between everyone. So depending on who I'm trying to build will determine if I need to use that there or not. So I'm on purples here. Don't need the blues there. I'll need the blues here eventually. So I've got a little bit of grinding to do because I just recently unlocked and I just got into the third limit break. So I need to kind of build up on those. But to real quick kind of cover some things, I use Y'shtola here as an example. Well, we'll use Thancred as the example. There are 3 things that you focus on when building, well, I'm sorry, 4 things that you focus on when you're building your dudes. There's the limit break, which controls their maximum level. So there are 5 limit breaks that you can do, and those limit breaks take shards and yarn balls. That's not actually what they're called, but they look like yarn balls. So as you can see, as you build this up, you increase the maximum cap. You also increase the maximum job level, which is important for the first 3 levels, basically, and then eventually it'll come. Basically, I can level up to the yellows. I can't go into the reds yet. Once I get into the reds, then I think job level 15 is the max. But as you can see, I need a crap ton of shards to build this UR. Because Thancred I didn't realize was a double shard unit, but he's still really good, so I don't regret anything. The other thing that you want to focus on is the Awaken. Awakening your unit also increases their level cap, but it allows you to learn new skills, and it works in conjunction with your job level. And I'll kind of go over here to the ability board here in a moment, but as you can see, you need quite a bit of stuff. You know, you got these shards that we saw in the shops, and these are also kind of what you're receiving for free by doing the dailies. I need a crap ton of them. These are those rainbow thingamajigs that you'll need a fair amount of as well. Yeah, so these are the only grindable things that you can get. It's literally always this last little thing. That's the only thing that you can grind for. As like just naturally as far as like drops. Otherwise there are other methods to get the rest of the items, and that kind of stinks. It really kind of does, but that's how they set this up, and it doesn't feel too terrible yet. The other thing is the jobs. There are always going to be 4 different items that it takes. There's the faint memories of a certain level. It goes green, blue, purple, yellow, red. There is the dragon statue thing, I guess. Oh, excuse me. Is that always there? I think that is. Oh, sometimes it's a statue thing. And then they have the element Alchrist, which this is grindable in the daily quests. And then they have the citrines, I think is their... Are they all called citrines? Oh, I think it depends. Anyway, it's like it's a weapon type jewel. So depending on what they use or what the job is will determine on which one that is. So Fina's got a subclass of gunner, so it is the gunner crystal thing. I don't know. Now, that's the other thing too, is awakening your units will unlock the other various jobs, and sometimes those are very, very important. And I'll kind of go into important jobs, stuff like that, here in a moment as well. So I want to go to my abilities, show the ability board real fast. This is the ability board. It's massive. A lot of skills, a lot of skills. Basically, you'll start with these 2 skills. This one and this one. That happens for everyone. And depending on their first job determines what skills they have here. And then you'll be able to unlock these guys. And then as you level up the jobs and the awakenings, you'll slowly unlock these further routes, and it kind of goes in a motion here. Now, for example, Holy, I need to awaken to level 5. Not only that, but I also need to have a job level, which I don't know if we'll see on here, of a certain level in order to use that skill. Oh, there's got to be one here. Maybe it only shows the awakening level first and then the job level. Yeah, I think it does. So let's actually go to a different unit. Show what I'm talking about. Here we go. So as you can see, a lot of skills. He starts off with these 2, and I've bought into these. As I increase the job level or the awakening skill, I can unlock these other ones. So his first job, just level him to level 3, and he already starts getting things. The blue skills are going to be reaction abilities. The red skills are going to be abilities, and depending on if they have this frame around them, will determine if they always have the ability, or if their subclass will determine if they have that ability or not. The green ones are passives that you have to equip, and the yellow ones are just straight passives. So, yar. A lot of stuff to... Oh, God, he gets flare? Jesus. Alright. Terra Slash. Huh. Interesting. I don't know how good that guy's gonna be. Why is he a monk? Oh well. Alright, so... Anyway, that's kind of the things that you focus on, kind of... The grind, it just depends on what you want to grind for, you know? I could focus, or like say, okay, today I'm going to focus on getting these visions, because that's what I want to build next. I want to get this Y'shtola built. I want to see her good. So you just kind of pick what you want to grind on that day, and you just go to town. So it is a lot of grinding, but it's honestly not too bad because auto battle takes care of a lot of it. So it's not like a super focusing game, if you will. One of the other things too is the Trustmaster. You unlock the Trustmaster after you basically max out the character in the sense of Limit Break and Awakening. So as soon as I do that, I'm going to get this really dope-ass staff. That's dope. So we're almost there. I just recently Limit Broke, which means I don't need any more shards, which is very nice. So now all of the materials that I need are not going to be on a timer, aside from the red sorcerer job thingamajigs, which I need to get those. But leveling the jobs is important because these all contribute to your general stat bonuses. So it's very nice, very handy to do that. So do it. Let's see. Do I need to update your favorites? Oh, I need to update your favorites. You can basically set these favorites to whenever you slap them on a team. They'll ask like, hey, you want to equip the favorite stuff? And it'll go ahead and assign that. Now, I can't put anything in this third slot because that is reserved for Trustmaster items. So I don't have any Trustmaster items yet. So I can't put anything there yet. But we'll get there one day. That's basically it for the units, I think. So my team, as you may have already seen, is Y'shtola for my mage, Thancred for my tank. Mont is actually kind of an off-tank slash just slasher. I don't know, DPS. Fina is my healer. She's also my ranger. I'm not too impressed with Fina, I'll be honest. I've got Ayaka, so I may... As soon as I get Ayaka build, I may transition over, but we'll see. Fina does have Cheer, which is apparently a really good skill, but I don't know, I just haven't been like too crazy about Fina so far. It's a nice MR, so it'll be easier to build than Ayaka. Ziza. She'll be really nice because of her thief job. There's a really good skill that I actually mentioned earlier, Steal Time. So she can run laps around your opponents, which is really fun. Oh, I don't use Ayaka. So yeah, it's those 5 that I use. I don't have many on it. I've got Gilgamesh, like I said, leveling on the side. Ayaka. Ooh, excuse me. Ayaka is the wind person I'm working on. Liarte is the lightning person that I kind of settled on, but I'm also kind of working on Shezel as well. As far as awakening materials, though, it's going to go to Liarte, mainly because I wanted a ranger. We'll see how she does. But she was interesting because she's a ranger and white mage once she's built down the road. So, and she's a rare, so she's going to be hopefully very, 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 very easy to build. So, looking forward to that. So I guess real quick to kind of go over some jobs real fast while we're in here. Some important jobs to look for when you're building a team. Healers are technically optional, but I recommend having one. It just makes your life easier. Especially in certain fights, you're going to need them. Not as important in the arena. Although you'll still see healers out there and it can make life difficult, especially if it's an Ayaka. But not necessary. So, black mages, or essentially the sorceress here. Damage dealer. I don't know what they all get, like, at in-game. It might have been the flare that we were seeing. Let's actually go to... Oh, do I have a way... Yeah, they don't. Okay. We know he had flare. These are other black mages. Oh, here's one. Mish. Alright, so Mish is a... While she... She? I think that's she. Starts off as a black mage, you'll notice that she's got Thief and Ranger, which is different from our other homeboy, who had a different, unique combination of jobs. And that's what makes these dudes kind of stand out against each other. It's like, is this person worth it? Let me work it. Flip that thing up and reverse it. But they're all going to do kind of like different niches. So I guess Flare. Ooh, excuse me. This is Black Mage thingy. But they'll have like an element thing. Oh my god, I need to sneeze. 1 second. Ugh, thank you. By the way, guys, if you have any questions while I'm rambling here, please, by all means, pipe up in the chat. Shut me up. Each of these dudes are going to have kind of a different element that they focus on. So since this is our fire Black Mage, he's going to have the fire spells. Fire, Aga. Whereas you may have saw on the water Black Mage that I was on, he only had water Aga. So there's going to be one of each of those. Y'shtola is a unique character since she's from an event, so her spells are actually completely... While she is a Fire Black Mage, they're different than Fire Aga. She actually gets more useful ones. Scion's Fire, which is essentially a fire. She gets Foul, which is a really nice AoE spell. And then she will eventually get Scion's Fire Aga, which would be really nice. She doesn't have a Fire Aga. She has Swiftcast, that's right. But her combination is interesting because it's a... ooh, yeah, I forgot about that one. That's essentially my Fire Aga. It only hits one dude. And there's Holy. So anyway, Y'shtola is a Black Mage, White Mage, Green Mage. Which the White Mage part is very, very nice if you need her as kind of like a side healer. But you have to keep in mind that it depends on how you build them. So out here, you would have her main commands, which give, Scion's Fire and Ethereal Manipulation, plus any of the other ones that have that border around it that I mentioned earlier. But then you also have the sub-commands that determine what other stuff that she's going to get. So, having her on the Sorceress subclass will allow her access to the Sharpcast and the Foul. If I were to switch her to the White Mage, I would get Cure, Suna, and Shell in exchange. And Green Mage, I would get Ruin, Deep Protect, and Barfire. So, I guess it depends on what you're trying to do, or what role she's trying to fill. Right now, she's a DPS unit, so I need her on the Sorcerer or Sorceress job. So, some of the other ones to really look out for when trying to evaluate if the unit is worth it. We'll not use Gilgamesh as an example. The Thief is another really good one. So, like, people really are not going to recommend this dude, but Thieves are always going to be good because of the Steal Time. So regardless of if this guy is used in the meta or not, he's still good because he has Steal Time. His other jobs I don't know are really doing much for him, but just the Thief alone is really, really solid. The other one... Time Mage. That's what I was looking for. So Phoebe. Phoebe's a great example, because she's pretty easy to build. Time Mages give Haste and Quicken. And both of those skills are very, very important, because obviously if you are attacking more, you are doing more. So you got to build a little bit into the Haste, and it looks like Quicken is at the end, because what Quicken does is it immediately gives your friend a their turn. Just doesn't matter what their CT is, you just immediately max it out. So Haste is really, really good though. So it depends on how you want to build your team. A Time Mage is usually recommended by most of the other content creators that I'm hearing, so I'll see if I can incorporate one. The problem is Phoebe is light. I'm already building 2 light characters, kind of shooting myself in the foot for doing that, but a lot of people are actually looking at this gal, Marguerite, for the Time Mage. And I think it's mainly just because she is a black mage and also red mage on the side. So she can be kind of a curer if you need her to, alongside the Time Mage stuff. So I think Immobilize? It's either Immobilize or Slow is also really good. Ooh, that's kind of nice. So, anyway. That's that. I will make it Meteor too. Trying to think if there's any other jobs that really kind of stand out. This is the ultimate Marguerite counter. Because I think he's the only dude in the game who has Bar Blizzard. Bar Blizzard raises your ice resistance, but I don't think he'll get a turn before Mediana. I think I said Margaret. I meant Mediana. Mediana gets a turn. So Mediana is ice element black mage, so that's why he counters it, because he is a ice element green mage. So it's kind of a funny little thing. You probably won't see him played. So anyways, we kind of covered equipment a little bit. Let me kind of cover real fast the crafting. You can kind of build these things. I actually might build this real fast. Is it lagging on my end? I can't tell. I don't see any lag based on what I'm seeing. I'm going to go ahead and craft this because hero rings are just nice to have. So, but as you can see, it takes a recipe for the item, a certain crafting material, and then money. So we're going to go ahead and make this edible. So there's some other items out here. The rings are going to be nice because again, the crit. I think the hero ring's the best crit one though. Oh, you know what? I think that hero's ring that I got on Y'shtola is a unique one because it's critical. But there's some good items that you can build. I don't have all of them by any means, but there's basically methods to where you can build up till +5, and that's the thing that I was saying. Hold off on that because they need to implement the quality of life thing. So. So that's equipment. Espers real fast. So there's going to be a Esper for generally every element, and there's going to be some dupes. So I got like Zoo and Malboro are kind of sharing. I think that's the only one right now. But if I had Ifrit, then Bomb and Ifrit would be basically doing things. But each of these do a different effect. So Cactar, for example, is really good. It does 1,000 needles. It does 1,000 damage, which 1,000 damage is actually quite a lot. Sorry, give me just a second here. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, 1,000 needles is actually really good, and this is actually my best magic boosting dude. So it's not going to be a 1-for-1 stat, as I found out earlier today, but it is going to matter that you equip a Esper that is going to benefit your current unit. So like you'd want this on, say, Y'shtola. That's where I have him. And like my best physical unit is Iron Giant. And each of these guys has a training board. So as you build these guys up, they will get passives. So as you can see, we're getting an attack up percentage, some evasion rate as well. And these will kind of build out onto their own. As you level them up, you can awaken them, increase that further. But this is the shards that you get from the Chocobo expedition. So I'm focusing on light. I want to build this up as far as I can because I like physical attackers. And then we'll focus on another dude. So just go down. You can sit here and click these. But as you can see, it takes a while because you can only do one by one. So just go batch enhance, max it out, bada boom. Easy peasy. And they get 2 SP per level up. The first skills take 10. The others are going to take more down the road. And I think there's items that you can get to maybe increase their SPs. Don't quote me on that. I haven't done a whole lot here. But to awaken them... Oh, yeah. Okay, so you do want to max them out before you awaken them. Because as you can see, the awakening resets their level back down to 1. So you want to try to get as much as you can out of this before you awaken. Actually, will it even let you awaken without max? Esper's level's too low. So you have to max it anyway. Never mind. I haven't gotten there yet. Didn't know. Alright. So, but yeah. Focus on those. Kind of each on their own. Vision cards are another, essentially, piece of equipment. And you want to actually focus on a few of these here. There's a lot to pick from, but there are some that you really want to look at. One of the first ones is the one that you want to equip to your tank. You're going to see all the content creators talking about this because this is easily the best vision card in the game right now. The reason why is because it's the only thing in the game that has hate. Hate allows your tanks to tank. There's no other aggro. There are ninja skills that reduce hate, but there's nothing saying, hey, hit me, as opposed to, hey, don't hit me. So very, very important. And luckily it's a MR, so it's not that hard to get if you're pulling quite a bit. So really, 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 really good. You will get one, trust me. I forget how far this goes up, but obviously this is made for units. You know, Shezolt's in the picture, but I would have this on your tank like Thancred or Mont. Because Shezolt is a great sword user and he's not... That's not a tank. Let me see. So you can enhance these. Let's go ahead and just max this out. This is the one I'm focusing on anyway. Just kidding. I'm not going to do that yet. And you can awaken these. So you'll get shards, and then it uses the same yarn balls as the characters level up with, which kind of stinks. As you can see, as you awaken them or increase their level, you're going to benefit the stats. Now, just because a vision card is a UR does not mean it's the most godlike thing in the world. Some of them are very good. So like this one from Archeray, increases magic attack. That's pretty damn good. But there's other things in this that are going to be very, very good as well. This was one of the Final Fantasy XIV vision cards. Increases light attack. So that's obviously, hey, this is kind of meant for Thancred, but not really. I want them with the tanky things. So the ones that I'm trying to get at are actually a really low rarity. It is this one. Horn Castle. Yes, there is a downside. You lower your luck by 10%. Wah wah. When you level this all the way up, you get an attack plus 30%. And the reason why that's nutty is because partnered alongside a dude who has Ifrit equipped, Ifrit's passive abilities can go up to 50% attack. So you can get an 80% attack boost just by having this card and the Ifrit equipped. And that's a massive boost. So any of your DPS units who are not focusing on tanking, sweet. And, you know, the slash attack resistance, whatever. It's kind of a nice defensive ability, I guess. But it's just mainly the fact that you get a massive boost like that off of just a rare. So, really, really cool that you can kind of have that potential. And there's some other items out here that are kind of similar. I think this might be another one that I'm trying to work on. This one's capped out right now, so I need to awaken it to continue. Don't know what its max stats are going to be, though. So, I don't know. But yeah. Pay attention to what these are doing because they are very, very important. The ability that you have here, let's actually look at another one here. We'll go to this other one. This was the other Shadowbringer one. This is what goes to the equipped unit. This is the ability that they give the entire party. So keep that in mind. That's basically that. So let's go ahead and get into some matches finally. I've been yakking this entire time. There's some daily items or daily thingies that you can do. I haven't done those yet, so we'll go ahead and get those out of the way. And then there are the chambers. So like today, all of the chambers drop twice as much stuff because it's Monday. Aside from these ones, I guess. Interesting. So, but anyway, I don't do these a whole lot. They highly recommend it, but there's only so much energy in the day, and I just focus on other stuff, and I really haven't had too much of a problem. The guild chambers, if you really want, are you can only do these 3 times a day during the week, but on the weekend, the guild chamber and the ore chamber are actually unlimited. You can do them as many times as you want. I just haven't had much of a need yet to do that, so it's not high priority at the moment. So, but these Alchrist chambers are going to be where you'll spend some time farming for awakening materials. So I don't think there's a double today because of the double on the other stuff. So, and then there's the Esper awakening materials, which I haven't done those yet. So, yeah, so you'll spend some time out there. So let's go ahead and do this one. This is just going to get me shards. I think I've just been doing the dark ones for a chance at Ziza shards, which better drop from this. Yeah, so Stern, Ziza, Rairyuu, or Little Lena, I think that is. Whereas Light has a lot more chances of what it could drop. So trying to go with what is going to be in there. Obviously, Y'shtola and Thancred are not going to be in this. So basically, I'm either Dark Light or Earth, and I don't need Mons. I get Mont shards easily enough. Does it even drop there? I'd be really sad if they did that, actually. It does not. Sweet. So, anyway, let's go Dark. I think... So I have 2 parties set up. This is my main party. And then I have a party that I'm just trying to side level dudes. So when I don't have a very difficult mission, I just pull this team out and let them kind of level up. I'm not worried about party composition or anything on this. So, and I have Y'shtola to help kind of carry it a little bit. So I'll go ahead and embark. Oh, this one. Okay, yeah, this is going to be super easy. So, you can set it to where... Oh, I never got down to the Royal Rank. I'm so bad about remembering that. Sorry, guys. You can set it to where it'll do auto battle. And typically, more often than not, you will. Just because it's a lot easier. But if you do want to control the fight, it gives you the option to kind of pick within your speed where you want to go. And land there. And then you can attack, abilities, items, whatnot. The tutorial will walk you through all this, so I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. So what I'm going to do real fast, though, is I'm going to go to options, and we're going to turn on ability effects. I turned that off just to try to save some time. One of the Royal Rank perks on Royal Rank 1 is that you unlock the 1.5 times speed, so things go a little faster. I think Royal Rank 10 unlocks 2 times speed, so that'll be nice when we get there. Wait, which one did I just pick? Oh, no, not foul. So the point of this one is to kill the Dark Elemental in the back. I'm gonna go ahead and do foul, which is gonna smack this guy. And I outspeeded everything, so we're gonna instantly kill this. Bada boom. Easy enough. And little Evo shards. Hey, that's a plenty amount of shards. I should see if I can actually limit break her. Might be able to. I don't think I've done much with her. Alright, but you can only do that once, and that's part of the 1 million download event. The other one was the release commemoration. This one's ending here soon, but this one's really nice to do because it gives you a crap ton of JP. And basically it's going to randomly decide if it's going to generate units there, near Mont, or on the other side of where these guys are spawning. So obviously this one was the water one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have Y'shtola come over here, and we're going to foul. Because as you can see, we're going to wipe out the entire place. Instant. And then we're going to go here. We're going to go ahead and stun. Can I reach you? No, I can't. Alright, yeah, so depending on the height, will determine if your spells can reach it or not. I might be able to reach water here. Yeah! One of the other things that they'll teach in the tutorial is the element chart. So, while water is not specifically beating Earth, Mont likely has a low magic resistance. Yeah, he's got a -10 magic resistance, so that's why we're seeing the weak thingy on him. And confirm. And don't worry, that is going to follow him. Yep. And then we'll have Shizzle go ahead and finish this off. Easy peasy. And I could easily just let that auto and it finishes on its own, but Y'shtola would not have fouled and sped that up like crazy. So this event will not last long, but as you can see, we got a stupid amount of JP in comparison. So it's some random stuff. So it was a good event. Let's see. I think from here, yeah, we just need to do this. So this one I am going to go ahead and let auto. But basically what I do, and I can kind of show you the companion stuff. Let's see, battle settings. We're going to leave the ability effects off, so just so this goes a little faster. Yeah. So over here is where the companion settings are set. The new units, they let you try for free at a 1-star level, so it's not the best of the best build, but it is a maximum level. And I think they get all the skills. So you can try them out if you want. But your friends, basically, their all unit will show here. And depending on how many friends you have, determines on how many show here. But past your friends, you're going to see basically the units that are for hire. So if I wanted to, I could hire this level 89 Thancred for, a fair amount of money, who's getting a... Whoops. Maybe I don't want to do that yet. Maybe I can look at it here. So I can take a look at what he's got on this. So he's got the Ifrit Vision Guard equipped, which is giving a massive attack boost. Yeah, massive, holy cow. But he's also got Ifrit equipped. Ifrit probably has, on his board, high attack as well. So he's built this guy pretty good, but it's not a tank. So I'm actually don't want to spend money on it, so take a look at some of the other options that are out here. So yeah, some people are obviously very far in the game already. But say I wanted to find my buddy Takun's Thancred, which is who I usually use for this. I basically come over here, say if I wanted a Mediana, I'd look under Ice, see what Ice units my friends are sharing. Or I come over here to Light, which is Thancred, and boom, there's Takun. He got it up to level 60. Congrats! Yeah, let's go. So the main point of this mission is going to be taking out the, Forgiven Dissonance statue dude. We're still going to take out the ads, mainly because they're annoying. But we're going to let auto run on this and see kind of how it goes. Now, important bit that just happened there. If I did not have that, if I didn't have a tanking unit between either my Thancred or my buddy Takun's Thancred, then the RNG chance for the statue to do its AoE move and hit everyone, including my squishy mages, very hard is much higher. It can still happen, but it's much higher if you do not have a tank, and that's why Vow of Love is so incredibly important, because it just helps. So you kind of saw there a little bit where the AI doesn't really coordinate all too well. There's a Pair of Anguish. It's supposed to be Spear, I'm pretty sure. As you can see, the 1.5 times speed is really kind of kicking in right now, and cutting down on the battle animations is also really kicking in. This is just speeding on by. You still did the summon for Cactuar. And that's why Cactuar is really nice, because it just does a straight 1,000. Doesn't matter the resistances or anything. So this is the best way to get the tokens at the moment, because you get anywhere from 200 to 240. But this is actually enough to go ahead and buy the tickets, so we're going to go ahead and pull some summons. Go to the log shop. So you can buy the 3 a day, and then you get 1 for... See, I don't know why it does this. You hit the exchange button, and then you have to close out of the window for it to register, oh, hey, you purchased this thing. I don't get that. Because if you click it again, it says, oh, you don't have the money, let's go back to the title screen. Fix it. Anyway, you get the 3 here, and then you get the 1 from the daily mission, for a total of 4. And you get some from like completing the quest stuff as well. So let me find real fast, where was the royal rank information at? Login bonus? No, that's not it. Nope, that's not it either. Player information? Yes, darn it. I don't remember where the royal rank info is at. Aha! Alright, there it is. So the royal rank basically builds over time. The first royal rank, I forget how many points are needed, but you can get it very, very easily by just completing some of the dailies and stuff like that. And that immediately unlocks your 1.5 times speed function. And then going forward, they give you an option to buy these royal rank packs, and I think these basically give you a one-time item of it. But ultimately, you get a login bonus every single day when you hit these royal ranks. And these go up pretty high. But each royal rank has a different benefit that it gives. So like I've hit royal rank level 2, it means I get more opportunities for... there's a higher cap on how many times I can restore energy, as far as like through items or through Visior. I can change my name as many times as I want now, I guess, because that's a thing. And it increases how many high-speed expeditions, stuff like that. 10% more experience in gil acquired in story mode events and chocobo expeditions. So that's where we're at right now. And oh hey, I can purchase this pack if I wanted to get 40 more shards. That would be the most important thing here. So that's kind of cool. I'll consider. But these keep going and going and going, and the benefits just increase and increase. Like I said, I think it's 10. No, it's 8. 8. So 8 unlocks the 2 times speed function. Ooh, and you get a slug ticket. Wow. Oh, it's Awakening Prisms. Interesting. Oh, and Mont Shards. Okay. So yeah. So it's going to take a long time to get up there. Long time. But you get this by buying stuff in the game or completing those dailies. Obviously, it's sped up a little bit if you buy things, but you can get there eventually if you just do the dailies. So keep that in mind. All right. So that being said, let's look at the summons real fast. This is the new one for Frederica. And also Shiva. They're showing off her limit burst here. She's apparently very good. She shot straight up into the S tier. Shiva, I don't have a whole lot of information on, except for her vision card gives evasion, which can be really, really good. Yeah, evasion. So, yeah. They do have summon banners that are specifically for paid Vizior only. And they usually give some sort of benefit just because, hey, thanks for supporting the game, here's an extra benefit. So this is a one-time only method to where you can guarantee that you get an ultra-rare unit. Obviously, the ideal thing to pull here would be the new unit, Frederica. Same thing with the vision card. So, 2,000, I want to say, is roughly $40. So it's kind of pricey. But I don't know. I've seen people do it. They did a crap ton of money on the game. This was the event banner. So when you pull on this banner, you get coins. So those coins kind of go into the mob shop, and you can get benefits from those. So this is basically how you can try to nail in those two cards that I had. I would continue pulling on this if I had the Vizior, mainly because there's a shot at Thancred shards, but also getting the Vision card shards. So unfortunately, that's going to be kind of a dead end for me. And those Vision cards are never going to increase or awaken, which is unfortunate. But I needed the Vizior in other spots. So the rare summon, if you do the 10-time summon, you get an MR guarantee. So, and if you pull, like the thing with this is you cannot have duplicates of the same unit. So if you pull 2 Ramadas, for example, you would get on the second pull shards for Ramada instead. So that's essentially how that works. And then they give you a one time a day summon for 50 paid Vizior, which, yeah, fuck it. Let's go ahead and do that. It's 60 Vizior $1, so I'm getting that Vizior whenever I'm buying those packs, basically. So that icon that we have here means that this is a vision card. And that vision card is... Ooh, it's a new one. No, it's not. No, I've already got that one. Birth of a New Life. I don't think I've done anything with that. What do you do? Ooh, luck +7. And max HP. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, so I might be able to awaken a vision card. So, but yeah, rare summons, you don't really pull from this banner all too much, mainly because there's other more interesting banners to pull from. This is the one where you get your free summon for the day, which we did earlier. 1, 2, 3. Or you can spend 1,000,000 gil to do it again. Not really recommended. You have your video summons. I do have video summons, but again, I'm not going to be doing those because I can't trust the ads to be appropriate for the stream, so I'm going to do those off stream. Thanks, Azure Lane. You the best. But then you can come down here to your ticket summon list, and that's where you can use those tickets that you got. So let's go ahead and do these. It lets you use up to 10 at a time. So I've obviously only got 4. We'll go ahead and summon. You can skip this animation with if you want, but the rumor is if you do, you miss out on the opportunity for them to upgrade. So 4 blues is not a good sign, everyone. EXP cubes. Money. EXP cube. More money. Alright. We'll take the money. I mean, whatever. Ideally, what I want from those is Thancred shards. But that is very, very difficult to pull. So, let's go ahead and cash in on those. Ooh, it's actually after 9. which means the shop resets. I think. Yeah, it looks like it did. Ooh, girl. Yep, I need these. I got plenty of those. X potions, yes, please. That's one of the things that it's like such minimal Visior that's just like screw it. Those come in handy, like, because it basically does the amount of a cure. Curaga. Definitely need these. I've got a lot of staff users. I don't think I've got those. I guess I don't need these. I'm gonna snag some anyway. I got 2 light units that I'm building, so I broke my rule. Wind Awakening, yeah, we'll grab you. Raging Hearts, we'll grab you. Cool. So yeah, like I said, these reset every 6 hours, so you can get some items just by popping some gil into it. Yeah, I mean that's basically it. That's the process flow for this game. You just kind of sit here and focus on building your characters, and build whoever you want. Mostly everyone's got something that's going to be really good about them. So, like we were talking earlier, oh, I just got enough shards. Interesting. Okay. So, but because Little Leela is a smaller rarity than like Ultra Rare or something like that, we're going to get her shards more often, and it's not going to take as many shards or materials to build her. So that's kind of nice, meaning that I can max out a unit faster and at least get something decent for it. So Limit Break will get her up there. But she's dark. I'm already working on Dark Dude. Smellblade, I actually don't know anything about, so I don't know how good this unit is. Could actually bring up the tier list. We'll save that for another stream. Biggest suggestion here, folks, is make sure that when you are building your team, try to aim to have just one of each element for your team. Now, I know I'm being hypocritical here because I have 2 light dudes on my team, but the reason why you want to do that is because, or like you want 1 per element, is because you don't want to combat with your awakening materials. So like for Thancred, for example, I have to combat with these shards with what Fina needs too. And it's like, sure, I could catch Fina up to certain star levels easier, but I've tapped out. You know, I have to do basically double the effort here to try to build these 2 light units. But Fina was the healer that I worked on, so while we're working on Ayaka on the side, she's doing her job. And she has cheers, so she's not bad at all. And Ayaka is really, really good. If you get her, solid pull. Definitely an S tier UR. But she gets the subclass of Time Mage, which is just absolutely fantastic. Eventually she'll get Cleric, and I don't really know what that gives right off the bat, because I haven't gotten that one yet. Or no, I'm sorry, is that Green Mage? That is a Green Mage, not Cleric. Interesting. Cool. But yeah, so she gonna be really, really good because she get haste. She gets it way down the road, but she gets haste. Oh man. Downside to her is she is a ultra rare, so pulling shards for her may be difficult unless you're spending a lot of money on this game. So, and I've capped her out on level until I awaken her or Limit Breaker. She's kind of stuck at the moment for regards to progress. Now, all I need to do is just get some wind shards to kind of fix that, but she's not priority right now. My priorities right now is focusing on Y'shtola and Thancred and just trying to get them maxed out while the event's going on. Obviously, I've already finished Y'shtola, so my focus here is Thancred. So what I think we're going to do here is we're probably going to do a few more Final Fantasy XIV runs to try to burn through some energy. One of the other things that I can show you real fast is when you're going through and say, like with Mont, I want to level my Knight skill. Well, shoot, I'm out of these items. How do I get these items? Well, click it. It tells you exactly what quest will drop the item. So we're not going to waste our time with our powerful dudes. So we'll just go into the bar. Now, the story quests are going to cost the least amount of energy, which is really, really nice from a grinding perspective. They're only going to cost 6, and as you're going through the story for the first time, you're going to actually level your rank insanely fast. So that's kind of a nice little perk to doing the story, which I haven't completed it myself. And you actually will run into roadblocks where you need to stop and focus on building your team. So if you need any suggestions in regards to like, hey dude, is my team looking pretty good, pretty solid, you know, like any suggestions or anything, feel free to send me like a screenshot of your team. And I'm more than happy to give you my feedback and thoughts in regards to those, because I want to see people succeed. You know, I have a little bias towards Y'shtola and Thancred. You get Y'shtola for free, so there's no reason not to use her. But if you get Mediana, by all means. Or if you just have preference to use someone else, then cool. I like to see the potential of other units, so, you know, be that person to be that pioneer, and figure that out, so... but yeah, so you sit here and you can just grind it all over again, trying to get these thingies. So I didn't get it, so we're going to go ahead and keep going on this. I actually may do this instead of the 14 stuff. I kind of stopped doing the 14 event a little bit, aside from just doing the daily for the tickets, because there is word that a raid event will be coming up, and it might be a better route for getting tokens. I don't know just yet, so kind of pending information on that. So, I mean, we're going to kind of let this run and do its thing. So, like I said, if you got any questions, feel free to chime up. If you're thinking about getting into the game, hopefully this was a great tutorial to kind of show you what's up. Again, this is free to download. You can absolutely be a free-to-play player for this game. Absolutely. This is the first game that I've actually been comfortable spending money on, and I had to make sacrifices to even do that. You know, with kind of the recent change with our locals, or I'm sorry, our, you know, the COVID-19 stuff kind of prevent me from hosting offline locals for video game tournaments. It's kind of freed up some money that I can spend on this game because it's what's interesting me at the moment. So, like that beginner pack that I mentioned earlier for the $8, that happened to be the same cost as my locals here. And the $1 a day is not a bad deal either. So I'm probably going to look at that weekly pack more often, because it is actually up to 3 times a week. So I could be getting those instead of the daily packs and getting a crap ton more of the energy restoring vials. I didn't realize that. So that's a very interesting thing to me, but we'll see. Obviously, when you're doing these, if you're going to spend money on it, you got to budget for it. With any luck, I don't expect this at all. But with any luck, if this content creation really takes off, then this will help feed a little bit of that, and that way it's not coming out of usual financing stuff. So it'd be really cool. Don't really expect it. That's kind of like getting insanely lucky in the theater world, I guess. You know, being in the right place at the right time. And there's a lot of content creators out here. A lot of the ones that I follow are actually Howls is one that I watch. I'm blanking on the other guy. Cabbage. His YouTube tag is AOJ. He's got a lot of knowledge in regards to the Japanese version of this game. God, who's the other guy? I'm gonna look it up real fast. I'm looking it up. Oh no! I messed up. Heck, I messed up. This is why when you use Samsung DeX, don't ever Alt-Tab. Habits. Because now I can't get rid of this white bar. And I can't get rid of this black bar. Because if I try to hit that minimize button, it's going to restart the program. Want. Alright, well at least I did it at the end of the stream. What is... Oh, Klayak Uzalt. He's a very hyperactive person, so keep that in mind when you watch some of his videos. But very informative stuff. Very helpful. Meet Me on Mars also has some pretty decent content. But those are the main ones. There's a lot of folks making content for this. And I try to watch it, you know, while we're working from home. Oh, I got one. Nice. Just so I can try to keep up in what other folks are doing, I guess. So it's kind of nice. I don't expect much from this in general. But as you can see, it's kind of easy to just kind of get into a grinding streak. The only thing that I don't like is what they have set is if you have a companion hired, even if it's a friend one where you don't spend any money to hire them, it forces basically you to decide, do you want to head back to the embark screen to reassign your companion, or do you just want to embark with no companion? Which kind of stinks, because it's just like, well, if I pick the same dude because you let me use my friend units repeatedly, then what's the problem? But, oh well. Affinity is something that basically levels up when you have certain units and you just use them a lot. Basically what it means is when they're in a certain range of each other, they're going to gain speed bonuses, dexterity bonuses, and luck bonuses. And I think the levels go up to 5. Ultimately, it's just use dudes on a team. That's all it's asking for. Just use them. And you get some bonuses for them to stick close to their homies. So, alright, I'll do one more and I'll probably close it out because I'm sure you guys don't want to sit here and watch me grind the same mission repeatedly. But tell me what you think. You know, was this stream helpful to try to introduce the game to you? Was it helpful to help clarify things? Let me know. I'm probably going to slap this up on YouTube with no editing. You know, so if you're watching this on YouTube, I appreciate that as well. Feel free to leave me a comment. Let me know. I'd like to do content for this mainly because it's catching my eye. I'm a Final Fantasy nerd. I played TCG pretty often. I'm on a little bit of a break right now, but I plan to hop back in here on Friday after kind of a stint of not playing. Opus 11 just came out, so a lot of new stuff to kind of tinker with. I'll probably be doing some Octagon streaming for that as well on this channel, because that'll be pretty fun. So, oh, there's the equipment proficiency. So just by having something equipped on him, I increased my weapon or equipment proficiency, meaning that it will allow me to equip things and actually gain the full benefit from them. So stuff like Icebrand, Excalibur requires a really high proficiency, whereas like a broadsword or a claymore just requires like the lowest proficiency, but I can still level up the equipment proficiency from there. So it's good to just equip something on them. Hey, got the other one. Alright, so we're gonna go and complete. What I also like about that feature about going from the unit and clicking on like what quest you want to do is when you hit this back button, it's going to bring you back to the unit screen. So now from here, all I need is just the sword, Jadites, other crystals, whatever. So, kind of sad that I need those, but whatever. Yeah, so that's essentially it. Like I said, I think I'll go ahead and close it down here. I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, I will go ahead and slap this out on my YouTube. So again, if you have any feedback in regards to this, any thoughts on if this was helpful or anything that I can maybe help explain a bit better, Feel free to leave me a comment, let me know. Yeah, hopefully Samsung Dex was interesting enough to use. It's got a few hurdles that I gotta either deal with or handle, but all in all, it's not too bad. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really do appreciate it. This is a new venture as of today. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. Ha! Get out of here. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Really, really appreciate it. I haven't really streamed at all since locals have closed down, and I have all of this equipment to do it. So I've kind of done it casually in the past, and I do want to kind of do this a little more often, maybe a bit more Final Fantasy TCG content. Really just kind of depends on if I'm motivated to really do it. Streaming's always kind of an anxiety thing, so yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in, checking it out. So I think that's all we got. I'm gonna just state it again. Leave some feedback. Let me know, or if you need any advice on your team, let me know. Feel free to shoot me a message, or if you just got a question about how something works, feel free to hit me up. I've done a fair amount of research. Let me actually show you real quick. Let's see, do I have a scene for this? I thought... Interesting. I do not have a scene for this. Please, hang on. I'll revisit that later. Why is it doing that? Alright, so... display. Yep. Did I break my stream? Might have broke my stream. No, okay. I didn't break my stream. We good. We good. Alright. Really quickly, slapped it together. Ooh, it's my computer. Space! Alright, so what I wanted to show you guys is real fast the War of the Visions tier list. This website kind of has a general look. It's pulled most of the data off of the Japanese version, but they kind of do have a global version based off of what units are out. So, I think it's already on anymore. But as you can see, they kind of got some guidance in regards to what's good, what's not. It's very sad to see my boy Thancred down here, but he is really good. Despite him being on the lower part of the A tier list, he is really, really good. He just takes a lot of material to build, and that's probably why they knocked him a little bit. But if you get any of these dudes, you're pretty well set. You know, you got your best DPS mage, you got your best tank, you got your best healer, you got your best range support, I guess. But even if you get these guys, they can still be good in their own right. Like Ziza is going to run laps around people if you build her, because of the whole steal time. So Eileen is still a very, very defensive tank unit, and I think she's she's a second spear user, I guess, because of Rob Horn. Or no, I'm sorry, King Adelaide. That's Rob Horn. Yeah, so Eileen, according to this, not the greatest, but I'm sure she can still be good. So, Zinkuri, hi. Haven't heard from you in a long time. Yeah, the game's like super, super fun. It's mainly because I played Alchemist Code and I'm a Final Fantasy nerd, but this game's dope. So shoot me your friend code, dude. I will definitely add you. You can borrow my units and stuff. But out here, you know, you got your UR tier list, but you've also got a you know, MR tier list. They call them SSR in the Japan version, so that's why you're going to see the SSR out here. But like Y'shtola, one of the best SSRs. Mont, the free unit that you get, one of the best SSRs because he's a really nice tank if you don't have another option. This guy, he's out here because he steals time, because of Thief. So, you know, kind of use this again as guidance, not a Bible by any means, but definitely kind of some general guidance into knowing what's going to be good for your team. And it all depends on what you really pull to. The SRs and the rares or normals, they don't really cover in a tier list method, but they'll kind of just cover them a little bit. Mainly because you may not see them used on a team very often. So, yeah, that's that. Yeah, so this site has been kind of nice. Also, if you're just starting the game and you want to know how to reroll, the reroll guide's out here. There's different instructions between the iPhones and Androids. And then also, yeah, there's some other stuff out here too. Ooh, I actually haven't looked at these. Oh, it doesn't look like a tier list. That's kind of cool though. Interesting. So, all right. So, Curry, let me get you added, buddy. You kind of see my computer, which is not how I was streaming this, but it'll work. Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. If you got, oh, is it O or are you talking Rob Horn? Search. 7268351. I think, oh, it's O, yeah. O is pretty good. Apparently the samurais are really, really nice because you can build the bravery off of one of their skills. I haven't built a samurai yet. I've got O and I've got Rob Horn, which is a UR. So I do want to build into them, kind of see how they are. But, yeah, I think O is going to be really fun. Yeah, if you got Mediana and Ayaka, that's a damn good pull. That's super, super good, so congrats on that. So, I'm actually on the tail end of my stream, so I apologize. I do plan on streaming this a bit more, but if you got any questions on the game, feel free to hit me up, dude. I've been playing for a little bit since launch of Global, and I've been doing quite a bit. Quite a bit of research, not like way up there, but you know, I think I've learned quite a bit about the game. But let's see. Oh, oops! Dang it, Samsung Dex. There we go. All right, so we're gonna click OK here. All right. So anyway, that's gonna be it for my stream. I'm gonna check this video up on YouTube. Like I said, no editing or anything. So if you have any feedback, please let me know. Probably just gonna do some grinding streams or something. It's a little hard to do content when you're not spending a ton of money on the game, but who knows? I may find something to stream or something. I don't know, the new content, I guess, that comes out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Now that I've got a method to stream mobile games, I've been kind of on a mobile game kick recently. So I just finished up Brave Exvius, and I'm not going back to it. So this is going to be my next addiction, I think. I'm playing Opera Omnia as well. Kind of on a hunt for another one. Don't know what else to play. I'm kind of picky when it comes to my games. So we'll see what I find. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Keep an eye on my Twitter, which you should see. And if you got me added on Facebook, I'll announce it there as well for the next stream. But we'll do this and then Final Fantasy TCG, I think, for content stuff. So, yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Bye.